There we go. We are live. Where's the Quark? Come on, Quark. There you go, buddy. Perfect. How you doing, everybody? So I've got my beer. The girls are in the bedroom. Check this out. This is the Czech VAR. Czech VAR? Yeah, I guess so. It's a Czech Republic beer. I've never tried this Czech VAR before.
You gotta check it out.
Check it out.
There you go.
That's a terrible dad joke. Check it out.
Hey, we're both dads. Get with it. Get with the program.
Oh my God.
You got the hair for it. You gotta get the jokes with it.
I'm just gonna adjust the camera slightly before we begin.
We already began.
Well, we're beginning.
We've only just begun.
Only just begun.
There we go.
We've only just begun.
Let's not sing.
Come on, Quarky, buddy.
Sure.
How you going, buddy? Gotta get Quark in there. That's why I needed to adjust it.
We ain't dogs for you.
Anyway, I'll open up this beer. Yay!
And you're supposed to unwrap it first. You're supposed to undress it and then go for the kill.
What is this?
Kind of like dating. You know what I
The
mean?
keys, it's like backward, eh? Oh, you open this. What is this? Weird, eh?
You know, you
has
dress
like a
them up, but you can't
tweezer
take them
thing.
anywhere.
Oh, all right, no. I'm going to put it back up.
And this
so
is
you
about
can
as
see
dressed
it.
up as he gets. So.
There we go. All right, Clark, you're going to have to sit up, buddy. Come on, sit. There we go. Yeah. Say
There he
hello,
is.
Clark. How you going?
What's up, dog?
It's a beer with Pete
I got my Sam Light.
and Randall. You'll have to open yours, mate.
I'm a little bit more formal.
So we had a few beers already. We did cheat. We're kind of ahead of schedule. And we ate some pizza. Randall ate it a bit too fast. You know, he just scoffed it down.
Damn near killed me.
Yeah, he almost choked. I almost had to do, what's that?
Heimlich.
Heimlich.
Yeah.
From-
No, it's down
Yeah.
here, not up here. Down here.
Oh, is that where it is?
Yeah,
I thought it's like you
No, under the
grab
sternum.
someone.
Under the sternum. Get the air out of the stomach, force the food out.
Anyway, let me try this
Yeah,
Czech
check it
VAR
out. Check it out.
original imported lager. Looks good.
And you know it's important because we don't live in the Czech Republic.
Wow, they make some good beer.
All right.
It's golden, eh?
All right, check the box. We're good.
Yeah, so today's subject is barbecue, beer, and freedom. So we're going to talk about anything relative to barbecue, beer, and freedom. Actually, I forgot to grab the phone.
Yeah, you did.
I think Ariane took it. She wasn't hearing me.
Yeah, so if you got comments to make, go ahead and make them. Just don't expect a response from us in real time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we're going to start in the spirit of beer and barbecue. And what goes the best with beer and barbecue? Really?
Women.
Women? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, sports.
Women, and we'll get to that, but
Yeah,
sports.
Yeah, sports.
Sports. Okay, so let's talk about football. Yeah, I want to talk about football.
No, let's talk about football. All right.
Yeah, talk about football.
Are you ready for some football?
Yeah, what he said. Anyway, so like this American over here, you know, what do you guys play? Like college football, gridiron?
No, we play American football. We got college level. We got pro level. High school is really big, especially in Texas.
So who do you follow?
University of Southern California for college. And then for the pros, my team was the Niners until this Colin Kaepernick bullshit came out.
Yeah.
And I really haven't watched the NFL since. Fuck them. They don't like America? Fuck them. Get them out. They're making millions of dollars and they're complaining about the country. Go somewhere else. See if you make what kind of money, huh?
So for me, look, in Australia you have NRL, and I grew up watching rugby, so rugby league. And I like rugby, but most recently I've been following more so AFL, so Aussie rules football. And Richmond, my team, the Tigers, they won. Quite looks like a bit of a tiger, doesn't he? Go the Tigers!
Should have brought my cat. Should have brought my cat. I have a yellow tiger. Should have brought him.
Guys, are you a dog person or a cat person? I mean, come on.
I've had
Seriously.
both. I've had both.
No, I'm a dog person. Strictly dogs, man.
No, you're just a dog. I've seen you go out in the bars and shit. You're a dog. Total dog right here. Total dog. D-A-W-G dog.
Well, I like pussy, but I'm not into
Well, dogs
kitties.
and cats. Dogs eat cats. What'd you say? Dogs eat
I'm
pussy?
just saying.
Yeah, there you go.
This beer is actually really good. Czech VAR. Czech VAR.
You might want to spell that for those that don't speak Czech.
CZECH VAR. Czech VAR.
Okay, you really didn't help. Is it VA or is it spelled something different?
I don't know, just have a look. This is what the beer looks like. It's pretty cool. I've already had a few. It actually looks nice. It's got some gold on the rim. You know,
Yeah, it's all
pretty cool.
fancy.
It's very fancy. It tastes good.
Let me take a look at that.
Yeah, you have a look. Have a look.
VAL, I think. So Czech Val. So
Oh, it said Val.
it looks like an L at the end.
Looks like an
It's
R.
like a check valve. You know when you do a valuation, they have a check valve?
Check Val.
Yeah, no, I think it's probably put together by somebody in the mortgage industry. Had to be. Or real estate.
Maybe real estate industry.
Yeah, something in real estate. So anyway, it's a check valve. I'm sure all the valuers drink it in Czech Republic.
Either way, it tastes bloody good. It does taste good, yeah. So let's talk about football. You know what's going on with football? The Aussie AFL season has ended, so no more football for me. Watching those games, but I might be watching some college football and following the USC with Rando.
Yeah, USC Trojans, fight on.
Yeah, cool,
Yeah,
man.
had a great game the other day.
Yep.
Playing Arizona State. Probably the toughest game we'll have until the Pac-12 championship. They've got a really good quarterback, a good receiving core, put up good numbers. And, the game started out well enough. They scored, we scored, they scored, we scored, and then they scored a couple more times. And before you knew it, we were down 13 points. About 7 minutes left in the game.
7 minutes?
Yeah, 7 minutes left in the game. We ran up a lot of yardage, but we turned the ball over 6 times, which is really hard to win when you're giving the ball away. And they had, I think, 1 or 2 turnovers on their side.
Yep.
But we had 7 minutes left. We got the ball. Got a very, very what you would call lucky touchdown.
Yes.
Ball was thrown to a guy. He tipped it to somebody who's just standing there. Oh, hey, I got it. Look what I found. So we had that touchdown, and then did an onside kick. Recovered that, which is about 25% chance.
Nice.
And then quarterback Cody Kessler, who looks just like not Cody Kessler. Keaton Slovis looks just like Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
He threw a strike between 2 defenders right in the end zone on a 4th and 7 play, or 4th and 9, and got the touchdown. Yeah, extra point. Touchdown, Trojans! Fight on! Anyway, we usually follow that one muffle, but we'll clean it up a little bit for YouTube.
Dude, I have to follow because I've never followed a season for American football. And I like sports.
Well, it's a short season because we only have 7 games this year.
What?
So, yeah, well, because of COVID.
7 games?
Yeah, we just had our first game.
That's it?
Yeah, because of COVID. We cut the season in half.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, we're lucky we had that. We're lucky we got that. They weren't even going to have that. They were going to play until January.
That's insane.
Yeah, it really is. So, anyway, it was a fantastic game, because it turned out for us. If it hadn't turned out that way, it wouldn't have been such a good game, and our season would have been effectively over. Because coming back, especially with a short season, being at that point, would it be a 2 games down? Because Arizona State would have a win and we'd have a loss. But even if we had the same record, they would have the tiebreaker because we lost head-to-head. So we would have to have, out of their next 5 games, they lose 2 in order to be ahead of them.
Yep.
And then hope that we win out so that nobody else has a better record.
You needed this win. You needed it.
Yeah, no, we can't afford to lose any games.
Yeah.
But this is probably the toughest game of the first 6. And so we got through this one. We escaped with a win. Thank God. Fine on. And hopefully we can roll through the rest. And we'll probably see Oregon in the Pac-12 championship. And that will be a tough game. And, hopefully we get that one. And whether or not we get consideration for the national championship, hard to say. Because we have a short season. These other teams have been playing, they're playing 10, 11 games. So,
well, I'm keen to watch, man. Definitely keen to watch. And, for myself, actually it was, I don't know if we've uploaded the video. I think we might have uploaded the video. It was about 2 weeks ago now. The Richmond Tigers played Geelong Cats, and it was a real nail-biter of a game. And if you're watching the Aussie Rules Football AFL, man, I was on the edge of my seat. I think in the first quarter or second half, it was something like 15 to Richmond Tigers and 35 to Geelong Cats, something like that. And I was like, man, we're losing. I was stressed out. Stressed out to the max, and literally I chewed half of my lip off, and I could taste the blood, and I was like, oh,
Yeah, he was a little bit bloodthirsty that day.
But we're losing.
No, but Peter was despondent at halftime. And I told him, so look, 2 quick scores. We're back in it. We'll see what happens. And sure enough, they got 2 quick scores to open the second half. We're back in it.
Well, it wasn't quite like that. I think quarter 3, it was like 44 points to 43 points. So it was a real nail biter of a game, and it was just neck and neck. And then it wasn't until the 4th quarter where Richmond came home and just ate cats. And it proves that tigers eat cats.
Yep.
Yep. So
even tigers got to get a little
to that.
Absolutely.
So I'm stoked because Richmond Tigers won the grand final, and it was just a great effort and a really good game, top game, and I was just so happy about it. I was happy just to be in the grand final, to be honest. It
wasn't expected. You came in ranked 4th, and the number 1 and number 2 teams both got knocked out, and so it was 3 versus 4, and 4 beat 3. So very very competitive final ladder. And like I say, the lower 4, well, they kind of did what they were supposed to do. They lost and make it to the final.
Well, what about the Port Adelaide game? What did you think of that game?
That was a great game.
Yeah, it was a fantastic game. Yeah. So I think we fought really hard to get there.
Yeah.
We
and this is
really
the first year I've really followed the AFL at all.
Yeah.
Okay, because I can't.
Amazing
if we work for the same company, his dad, big Richmond Tigers fan. So. Watched the grand final last year. The Richmond Tigers won it. Watched most of the season this year when the Tigers played anyway, and a couple of the other games. My buddy is a Port Adelaide fan, so we would watch them play, or Adelaide, whoever was in.
Yep.
Same neighborhood.
Yep.
And
Brian.
Hey Brian. Hey, what's up?
How you doing, buddy?
And so
I bet he was watching right now.
Yeah, he probably is.
Yeah.
And so we watched the finals all the way through. We watched all the playoff games. And, it was very good watching all the way through, very entertaining. So I know a little bit about, I understand a little bit more about AFL than I used to. I still like American football a lot better.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more action in AFL. A lot of action.
It's a lot of action.
A lot of action.
Yeah. But I want to watch,
but, these guys run around in circles.
I really do.
They have like an oval they play in. It's not, like the, rectangle like we have.
No.
So you guys run around in circles.
Rectangle, yeah.
Yeah, you run around in circles, and you have all these weird angles trying to kick the ball through. There's not a whole lot of blocking. You were going to talk about NRL. There is no blocking in NRL.
Yeah, NRL's a good sport too.
No blocking. Only 2 guys are trying to take you down.
It's really hard to be able to watch NRL and AFL at the same time because they're always on at the same time, like on the weekends or a Friday or whatever. But anyway, talking about the grand final, actually we had our own venue at Monty's in Zambales. How good was Monty's?
No, it was great. Monty's was great.
Awesome.
Go down to visit. Actually, in near Pawtucket.
Yeah.
And it looks like Pundaquit, if you spell it out. But that was my first time being in the area, and I thought the area was nice. It's quiet.
Well, this bar, right? Get this. There's this river, and it looks like something out of Vietnam. It doesn't even look like it's in the Philippines. Seriously.
Denang me.
Yeah.
Get out of the rope and hang me. Yeah. No, it actually does. And
it's on the river. It's this beautiful bar.
The Mekong Delta.
Yeah, Mekong.
Yeah. I've actually been on a Mekong River tour, and very, very, very similar. You got the jungle around it.
Does the Mekong connect with Cambodia as well?
It goes all the way through Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Passes several countries.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I've actually seen the Mekong in Cambodia. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But anyway,
I've seen several movies too.
This bar has the best view. It's built right on the river, and you can see these carabao, these water buffaloes, just going through the river. You got these beautiful crane birds flying past. It's a good little spot at Monty's, and Monty, he's a great host. We had that venue. That was our venue for the grand final, and do special parties and stuff, and it was cool, man. Definitely check that out if you're in the Philippines or, thinking to come out here to Zambales in Luzon, in central Luzon area, because it's a great spot. Anyway,
speaking of the river, today they probably got roaring rapids because we had a big storm come through the Philippines.
Yes.
And
we forgot about talking about
we're supposed to open with that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this
storm. You got all excited
storm.
about beer and football. And, you forgot the important stuff, and let's ignore the locals and the struggles they're having. My internet was down at home because of it all day long. Could not work. Kind of sucked. Sucked for him because he had to pick up my phone
let's
calls.
talk about this, okay? In the Philippines, you get crazy typhoons, you get natural disasters, earthquakes, all sorts. It never ends. But the crazy thing, and this is what I was saying, to Arian today, is, the typhoons and the natural disasters that they hype up and say, this is the one, batten down the hatches, be careful, rah, 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 it's coming through, it's coming right for us, right, kind of thing. That's not the one. It's the one that they don't tell you about. And it caught us totally off guard.
Yeah, that's the one that bites you in the butt every time.
I woke up this morning, okay, and there was a massive tree, and we're going to upload a video. Randall came around with some power tools. Actually, he was watching me for hour and a half with an old saw, like hacking through this tree, like this 20, 30 foot tree that had fallen in my front yard. Lucky, because I sleep upstairs, and it's lucky that the tree didn't fall straight on, through the glass and hit me in the head while I'm sleeping, or the power lines take out the power lines. Actually, your house, what happened at your house?
We just lost the internet.
So no internet.
Yeah, but that's the whole area. It's not just us.
Yeah, the whole area. So
but our internet's been pretty reliable. I've had it for over a year. It's the first time I've had any kind of outage for half an hour. And we rarely have outages anyway. So I was pretty surprised. I was waiting all day thinking it was going to come back.
When I first came to the Philippines, like the internet sucked.
Oh yeah,
but
for sure.
Nowadays it's changed. Like it is improving. You get fiber, ADSL, you name it. It just depends. Are you willing to spend the para?
And where you live. Okay.
And where you live.
Because a lot of areas they don't have access to what we have.
But some areas, like even in the provinces now, they're starting to roll out things like fiber.
Well, even like you said near Pandaka, they're coming in with the same fiber optic and that kind of thing, picking up the speeds, making it available, and they're making it more economical as well. Now we complain because I've got a 150 megabit connection. And in the Philippines, they market things a little differently than they do anywhere else.
Yeah.
In the Philippines, they say up to. So it means that you'll have a connection, you will be connected to the internet, and it will be up to whatever speed. And I would like them to make it to where we could go up to on the payment. Because you're telling me 150 megabits and I'm getting 20, and you're still charging me as if I'm getting 150.
But look,
I think that's cheap.
To be fair, like internet is still expensive here. It's costly. Like I'm paying.
Well, the thing, let's back up. Let's compare this.
What are you paying?
Well,
what plan are you on?
Well, I'm paying 3,500 pesos a month.
Me too.
Which is about $70 US. But in the U.S.,
it's a lot of money, man.
No, but in the U.S. a couple of years ago, for 100 megabits, people were spending north of 100 to 150 US a month for it. So we're not really.
What?
Yeah, no, they were.
That's money, man.
Well, it is, but in the U.S., 150 is a lot easier.
Do you know how much beer I can buy in the Philippines with $150 a month, man?
No, you can't drink that much.
Well, not now, because I'm trying to be healthy, No, it's not that I'm not allowed. I'm trying to be fit. Like I walk a bit
speaking
now.
Of healthy, the reason I watched him for a couple of hours with a hand tool before mentioning that I've got power tools is I want him to get some exercise. Look at all this shit.
Mate, look at you.
This is just foam.
Look at this bullshit.
It's foam from the beer.
But if I could zoom in, actually,
this is foam.
My gut is looking a lot better than it did. Actually,
his gut's flabby. Mine's nice and firm.
This time last year, like it was bad. But man, you see Randall take his shirt off. It's like.
No, this is nice and firm. This is all foam.
It's like a pot-bellied pig, I'm just saying.
Who doesn't like pork? Unless you're Jewish or Muslim. Some people don't like pork. What are you going to do?
I think we just lost 2 viewers, mate. What have you done?
It's all right. They can see the calls anyway.
Anyway, let's talk. Let's change the subject. We talked about the storm. And actually, before we go to the next subject, I actually just want to have 10 seconds of silence. Let's pray for those. Because seriously, there's floods going on in Marikina. There's crazy stuff happening in Quezon City. Like all of Manila and, central Luzon and northern Luzon is getting smashed right now by this tropical storm. And there's flooding. People, there's floods above, people's homes. It's an absolute disaster. So I think the news will come out soon. It's really bad, so just Close our eyes. 10 seconds of silence. Let's pray for those people.
If we close our eyes, how long we know 10 seconds are up?
All right, that'll do.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, so we pray for those people, and I hope everyone's safe, and I hope there's not too many casualties, you know, in this natural disaster and these tough times. It's just, you know, actually this year for typhoons, it's been crazy, man. It's just, the typhoon season started late, and, you know, for those that have lived here in the Philippines, the typhoon season can be crazy. It really can. But this year's just been an absolute mess. Like, it should be blue skies, warm right now. But anyway.
No, actually, this is a rainy season. And we did kind of miss out on the last typhoon. It was supposed to come right through us. It went the eye right over Subic.
Yeah.
And the damn thing turned left, and we missed it all.
South,
we got a little bit of rain, not much wind. For us, it was a real nothing burger, but it kind of tore me a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about something, and hopefully Arian isn't watching, right? Let's talk about women. Let's talk about yellow fever, okay? Because let's face it, like, I've lived in Thailand, I've lived in mainland China, I've lived in Hong Kong, I've lived in the Philippines, Singapore, etc. So I've lived all over Asia, and I love Asia. I've traveled extensively through Asia, and the first place I ever went in Asia, because I used to watch animes and manga, was actually Japan. And I had that yellow fever. Actually, I was like, oh, I want to get me some of that, you know, Asian, yeah.
And tell you what, it turns out the Chinese really aren't sideways. They just lay that way.
But actually, those Chinese girls, they got some skills, man. They got skills that can kill. Because, like, they have a long history in China of prostitution.
They procreate, There's over 1 billion of them. You know, you don't get to having billions of population unless somebody knows how to.
Yeah.
So there's got to be some skills, and that's just, you know, it passes down generation to generation.
I'll move it over. It was Clark. He's bailed on us, mate. He's bailed on us. I don't know where he went.
Yeah,
what happened, Clark? Huh? Come on, buddy. Come on, sit back up here. All right. But yeah, no, exactly. Like, honestly, in China, it's like, you know, they're an old country, an old culture, and they're trained in the art of sexual performance. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well.
Bob! Hey, mate, how you doing? That's my mate, Bob. We're hanging out just last week. I seen Bob, I think it was last Saturday, in the green room.
Must be Bob Quinn.
It was Bob. It's Bob.
Yeah, Mighty Quinn.
Yeah, I like the facial hair too, mate. It's looking good. Yeah. Hey, you know, talking about the green room, the manager, Brian, has done a, you know, great job at the green room. Unfortunately, I think Brian either had a heart attack or a stroke, and I was there last Saturday, actually, at the green room. And was it Saturday or Friday? Maybe it was Friday. I can't remember exactly.
It would have been Friday.
Yeah, it might have been Friday. I usually go out on Friday.
No, Saturday you were in Pawtucket.
Yeah, well, it might have been Friday. But anyway, Brian, right, had a stroke, and then a few days later he came into the bar. And me and my other mate, Brian, another Brian, come into the bar. And, like, dude, Brian made his entry, manager Brian, and like 4 people had to carry him up. He made the effort, you know, to make it to the bar. And I was like, wow. Cheers to you, Brian. Mate, Green Room is a top bar. Honestly, it's my favorite bar in Barretto. Some people say that they like Cheap Charlie's. Some people say that they like, you know, Sit and Bull, whatever. And there's lots of great bars, you know, in Subic. Thankfully, you know, thanks to Brian, there's a new bar that's open during this pandemic. And he's done a wonderful job. And honestly, it's just a bloody good bar, and it's #1 in my book. Actually, I shouldn't be telling you this because I don't want people to know my secret and where I'm at.
Yeah, but they got a really good special on Heineken, sir. So
yeah, and cheers to you, Bob. Cheers, buddy. Ding. Yeah. So Randall was saying they have Heineken. They have Heineken from the tap, draft beer, and it's really good, man. Draft beer.
Yep.
And it's a nice
Full strength.
Full strength.
Yeah, not like your Filipino beer, 4.5% alcohol. This Heineken comes fully loaded, and
Yeah.
about 4 to 8 of those, and you're gonna feel it.
Oh man, I feel it every Friday.
Yeah.
So yeah, I usually head down there on Friday with a mate or two and have a great time. And
Yep.
the only problem is I go home poor. I spend
Even with the
all
drink
my
specials.
money.
Even with the drink specials.
I can't help myself because it's just like it's so easy to go like this, like buy the round for a table and for the table.
Yeah, but you go like this for the table, and then
it's
you buy the
400,
whole bar.
500,
Yeah.
boom, boom.
Yeah.
Well, even for a table, you
Yeah.
do that a few times, like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Oh, my bill's 3,000. That's how it is. But it's Friday. Yeah. Well, it's not quite Friday yet.
Tomorrow.
It's Thursday.
Tomorrow's Friday. Guess where he'll be tomorrow night? Most
Well,
likely.
I'm
If he gets a hall
taking a
pass.
break.
If he
Actually,
gets a hall pass.
I am taking a break. Really, I don't think I'll be there tomorrow. We were going down there and watching Aussie Rules football, back on the football subject. That's what we're doing, and season's over. Arian's been really pissed off with me during football season. Honestly, I kid you not. This is the God honest truth. I'm surprised she hasn't even walked out yet. I'm surprised. Like, you've seen the live stream. If you haven't seen the live stream just from the other day, like, Arian's crying on the live stream. She's been upset. Like, honestly, it's been bad. But, like, yeah, I've been bad. Like, I'd go out and some nights, one night in particular, I spent something crazy like 6,000, peso at the green room. I just did it because, I was having a great time. I was watching the football, whatever. But then what happens is, see, this is what happens. I get a lot of money, and when I have money, it's like it burns.
Burns a hole in your pocket.
Yeah, a hole in my pocket. So it's like the first of the month comes, I get my money, I spend it, and then like I'm broke for a week or two until I can get some money out of her.
Well, that's kind of a Filipino thing, because in this country, the locals, they don't plan ahead.
Friday.
No, period. They don't plan ahead. I had a
I'm
girlfriend.
Filipino.
No, I tell you what, I had a girlfriend years ago, and we were having hard times.
Yeah.
And we were getting by on, a couple hundred pesos a day, literally.
Yeah.
Food, a Coke, and, that's about it for the day. And then we would come into money, like we might have 20,000 pesos come in Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay? Because I get paid for something. And
then Friday.
In 24 hours. This could be a Wednesday. It didn't have to be a Friday. In 24 hours, that money is gone. It's just gone.
It's usually a Friday for me because I don't have work the next day.
Yeah, but at that time I didn't have
Right.
regular work.
But like on a Wednesday, Thursday, like I won't have a big one. I'm usually going to bed at 9:30, 10 p.m. at the latest. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was talking about Filipinos manage money and they don't do it well.
Hey, Jeff, cheers, buddy. Jeff says, watch out for falling trees. Yeah, I know, mate.
Yeah, we spent a while on that.
I
Video
know.
coming. Anyway, Cisco needs a bath.
Cisco is
Yeah,
smelly.
He smells horrible.
I've taken him to the vet quite a few times. He's got blood everywhere. He just keeps scratching. I've taken him to the vet. I spent tens of thousands of peso, and they just can't help him. I don't know what to do. It's terrible. So
Yeah, he smells very salty. Not good.
yeah, it is bad. Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to women, Asian chicks.
Yeah.
Asian chicks.
Don't smell salty.
So be honest.
Yeah.
Be honest. Your girlfriend's not here. Apart from Filipinos, you can't say Filipino because we're in the Philippines. Have you dated other Asian chicks?
Oh,
Have you ever
absolutely.
had a yellow fever?
Oh, absolutely.
And apart from Filipino chicks, right? So Filipine, right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite type of Asian chick? What was your
Well,
most
I tell you
exciting?
what. No, the best experience I ever had was a Korean gal when I was 19.
Korean.
I think it was 19. No,
Yeah.
I couldn't have been. It had to be 22 probably.
22?
I was 22.
Yeah.
Korean gal. I was a professional disc jockey back then. Met her in a bar I was working in. And she was cute.
Yeah.
And hit that a few times. And she was just awesome. Only Korean girl I've ever had.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a record night for me back then.
So it was a one night stand or what was it?
No, well, pretty much. Yeah, I had her twice. And yeah, we had that record night. And then after that, I think she got another boyfriend or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Or maybe she had a boyfriend all along. And it's hard to tell. That's one thing you got to watch out with the Asian women. They could have a boyfriend or a husband, and they find you. It's like, okay, well, let's just do whatever, and then they might ghost you.
Yeah.
Or they may hit you up for money.
Yeah.
A lot of things can happen. But
That can happen.
it does happen.
That can happen. That can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, let's talk about one night stands. My most epic one night stand, I was in New Zealand. And I was snowboarding in New Zealand. I would have been in my early 20s, a long time ago now. I think it was.
There's snow in New Zealand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they filmed Lord of the Rings in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've got some really good snow, and I loved it there. Anyway, one day I was out snowboarding, and I met this Japanese chick, and she was gorgeous. Actually, she was older than me. She was like 8 or 9 years older. I think I was 21 or 22, and she was like 30 or 31.
Yeah, pussies don't age though.
Right, and she was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, it was a family holiday. It was a wonderful family event, a family vacation, and I had my 3 sisters there, my mom, my dad, everyone staying in the same house. And I think I was located.
What did you think when you brought her home?
Well, I'm getting to that. So I've worked on this chick for actually 2 or 3 days, and we've been snowboarding together, having fun. And then one night, the last night before I was due to fly out, we had this epic night. We had a big night. We went out after snowboarding around 6 p.m., hit the bars in Queenstown, New Zealand on the South Island. And in Queenstown, the bars go off like anything. They're amazing. It's awesome, right? And so what happened, right? It got to maybe 1 or 2 a.m. I forget what time it was exactly. And anyway, I took her home, and we went all night until sunrise. Okay, but the thing is, what I didn't know about Japanese chicks is they are loud. They are very, very loud. And I went the whole night yeah. And anyway, it got to 6 a.m. She said goodbye. I put her in a taxi. Bye-bye. It was the most amazing experience. Best one-night stand of my night. Of my life. And honestly, I fell in love with this chick. It wasn't even sex. It was love.
So how was the sushi?
Amazing. We went for 4 or 5 hours at least. 4 or 5 hours. It was at least 4 hours. I'm telling you. Right? Anyway, in the car, my family said nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. Then we got on the plane. We're all sitting together. And it came out. They said, we could all hear. None of us could sleep the whole night. My whole family could hear what was going on.
You took it back to your room when you're all standing.
Because I'm drunk. I was wasted, and it was super, super loud. And, she didn't know I had my family there. She thought maybe this was, my holiday house, my place. I wasn't going to tell her. Right? And, yeah, man. And, oh, my God, a crazy, crazy night. I can't believe I just told you that.
You should probably give a shout out to Matt on that one.
Who?
Matt.
What about?
Well, he had some...
Actually, before the green room, okay?
Wasn't she Korean?
No, that was another chick. It's a Filipina with braids or something, actually. Anyway, at the green room, before it was the green room, it was called Rum Jungle. And my mate, Matta, okay? Strongbow. Malos, how you going? He's drinking Strongbow. I'm drinking Czechvar Strongbow, right? I'll tell you the story about Matta in a sec. But before I do, guys, what are you drinking? What's your favorite beer, and what are you drinking right now? I'm drinking Czechvar. Old mate Rando over here, he's drinking SML.
But I got started on Coronas.
Yes, we did. We're on the Coronas. I'm going to have a Corona after this one. But yeah, tell us, comment below, what are you drinking?
Speaking of Strongbow, I used to live in Bakersfield, and we had a Strongbow Stadium there.
Yeah.
Just a little rundown arena kind of thing.
Yeah.
Went there to watch boxing or wrestling, or I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was a circus. I don't know. Went there for something crazy. I think it was a circus actually. And it was just a really rundown, dingy arena.
But Strongbow Stadium or something.
Yeah, it's called Strongbow Stadium.
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, well, I drank Strongbow when I was younger. Anyway, back to Matta's story, because you were mentioning that.
Mm-hmm.
So Matta, one night, he brought a chick home to my place who's living upstairs where I'm sleeping now. And he brought a chick from Rum Jungle. And, oh, my God, man. Oh, my God. She was loud. I'm watching TV. I can't even listen. I can't even hear the TV, okay? Because
and he plays his TV loud. Promise me.
Yeah,
plays a
Chasing
lot.
with James Bogues. Awesome, man. Awesome. She was so loud, I tried to turn up the TV to full volume. Wine. Red wine or white, mate.
It
And
could be a
still,
blush.
I could hear her. So I tried to like put a pillow over my head to, soften the blow of the noise. Eventually, it got so bad, I turned off the TV. I went into my room, put the pillow over my head so I couldn't hear it. Like she was super, super loud. Anyway, I'm just saying.
Stop
And you
scratching.
know who you are. Because I'm pretty sure she still works as a waitress at the green room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I was teasing her one night. I was like, I know you. And she's like, you don't know me, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, and I told her the story. She's so embarrassed. Her whole face went red. It was hilarious.
And that's pretty good to do someone yellow.
Well, no, she's brown. She's that beautiful
But they still
brown
blush.
Filipina marina. I like that marina like color, that brown color. Anyway, I need to grab a beer and turn on the aircon because it's getting a bit warm in here. I'll be
Yeah, let's
back.
get a little bit warm, yeah.
I'll
Absolutely.
be back.
Yeah, maybe get some body spray for Cisco here. So anyway, if your beer's running low, go grab another one to get a chance. We don't have commercial breaks, but we'll
Do
take
you
a
need
break.
another beer or are you good?
No, put this in the fridge. I'm good for now. Just
Good for
I'm
now?
a little bit overstuffed.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
pizza.
Well, I ate right before we came here, so yeah, it
Wow.
was piling on. But yeah, be sure to watch for that video later today of Peter attacking the tree. You get to see him doing the half Monty, and so some of you will get off on that. Don't tell Peter who you are; he'll ban you. But anyway, those of you that do like that kind of thing, you'll have that. If you like power tools, just kind of wait till the end.
Yeah.
The opener's here.
Oh, you do have the opener.
Yeah, the opener's
Awesome. Awesome. I'm just going to move this back.
All right.
'Cause
Making
Clark
some slight
is
technical
back.
adjustments here.
Yeah, sorry guys. Oh, this tripod is
Yeah.
broken. So
Well, at least
I
your shoulder
bought a
isn't
new
quite that
one.
bad.
Oh man, it's crazy.
Yeah, since the camera adds 10 pounds, it makes you look fat.
Technical difficulties.
Technical
All right.
adjustments. We're not that difficult.
I'm gonna get Clark in the picture
Slide on over.
because it's just not the same without old Clark. There he is. There's old mate Clarky. How you going, fella?
There you go.
We got Cisco.
You alright? Have some beer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will.
Just water if you need.
Oh, you did open it. Wow,
Yeah.
that was quick.
Hey,
Right? Look at that. Got a little Cisco down here too. It's like a little footrest.
yeah, and I
He's
feel you're gonna
warming
smell
my
worse.
feet, mate. He's warming my feet.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel you're gonna smell worse now.
But like with this quarantine and all this bullshit, I feel for all of you that are trapped. I do, because we were trapped for like 4 or 5 months and it sucks.
Too damn long.
We are so lucky here in Subic Bay that we still have bars open, and things to do and restaurants and stuff. It's lucky.
Yeah, but nothing real late.
Well, that just changed, and that's actually what I was about to talk about.
Uh-oh.
Because the quarantine, the curfew, because of this quarantine and all of this stuff, has just changed. It was 9 p.m. They just lifted it in Olongapo and our area, so Barreto, etc., to 10:30. So yeah, man,
Well,
like
actually,
a party.
we've been at 11 in SBMA all this time.
Yeah, but not
No,
in
but not
Olongapo,
Yeah,
not in
Olongapo's
Barreto.
Barreto, yeah.
Because all the bars, where all the good bars are, the fun bars, are in Barreto. So what's the point? Like, dude,
Yeah.
let's be fair here. The bars in Subic, I'm sorry, apart from TGIF, they pretty much suck.
Yeah, I'm with
They
that.
really do. There
Well,
was
GGIF's not open, so we're waiting for that one still.
There was 1 or 2 before,
Yeah.
but they closed. Okay, there was this restaurant bar called Rick's, and we used to go there for a drink or for breakfast. And Rick's was unreal. So if you're from Subic or if you lived here before and you know Rick's, man, that place was they had it was run by an American, and I believe he was from Texas, and he had this Texas toast. Oh man, an amazing breakfast, and some of the breakfast, like it was like a steak with eggs, and oh man, it would fill you up. And you'd go there the night before, you'd have a few drinks, there was a few people down there, and yeah. The other place that is currently closed, and we're hoping it will reopen, is Simona's. So We were just talking about this tonight, weren't we?
Yeah, but it's not called Simona's, it's a hotel name.
Yeah, but I call it Simona's. So Le Soleil. So Le Soleil is the bar, and we used to do a trivia night there, every Wednesday?
Every Wednesday, yeah.
Every Wednesday. So me and Randall put together this trivia night, and we would go down there every Wednesday, and Simona hosted that for us, and we could use her venue. Simona's an awesome host. She's totally cool. She's a cool chick. She's from Romania, right? And she lives here. She's married to a Japanese guy who owns the hotel, the Sun Plaza. And, you know, she built her own bar and restaurant. It's a really nice bar and restaurant. But unfortunately, it is still closed. Simona, if you are watching this, please reopen. We want to bring back trivia night.
Well, we have to wait for her to come back. She's still in Romania, I think.
Yeah, that's why. She's
so she's got to wait to come
Romania.
back. And, you know, hopefully when she comes back, we can get that going. But the good thing, apparently, is that a lot of the people in the hotel are long stay. So they still have revenue coming in.
They're long stay?
Yeah, they have long stay people in the hotel.
Really?
Yeah, so they've still got revenue coming in. Hopefully it's enough to at least, you know, cover the rent.
Yeah, crazy,
man. At least help with that. Because a lot of places got shut down completely. And the SBMA, who runs the Subic Freeport Zone, they came out about a month ago with an announcement to all of the locators, which are the businesses that are here under the tax plan, and residents, saying that for those of you who have not paid your dues or your rents for the last 6 months, they will give you 6 months to go ahead and make up those payments, which I think is absolute BS, because they shut them down, said they couldn't operate their business, and they still expect to collect back rent. I'm sorry, I cry foul. That is just absolutely ludicrous for them to think that these companies are just going to pop money out of thin air. You shut them down, you take the hit.
Yeah, well...
There's a lot of businesses aren't reopening.
I hear what you're saying, but like, I don't
It's
think
totally
they can
heartless.
afford to do it. I can't see that happening.
Well, you know what? The government shuts everything down. They are the government. If they couldn't afford to lose the tax base, they shouldn't have shut shit down.
Well, I'm not going to say what place. I'm not going to say what place for privacy reasons, but actually I've got a friend who owns a restaurant. And he owns a restaurant in Barretto, and he was telling me that, you know, he tried to negotiate the rent during COVID. And the landlord was pretty much like, oh, you can break your lease, that's fine. Get the fuck out.
Yep.
Or you pay what you're paying. And in fact, earlier this year, during COVID, I think it was in March, April, when it first started, he increased the rent by 15%. Can you believe that?
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
By
the greed is just incredible.
By 15%. So, of course, right, he's struggling, and it's likely that that business will close.
Yeah, you run out of money, you're done.
Yeah. So it's sad. It's
Yeah,
really
it is.
sad.
Yeah, and I think it's just a crime what they're doing, because, you know, every time you go to Harbor Point, you see more shops with either paint or paper on the windows, meaning that they're no longer there. And it's because, you know, these people are sitting and sitting and sitting. Everything they own, they've got invested in their business, and they can't operate. And they can't survive. They can't live on no income. And then you come back and say, okay, well, you can reopen again, but we have all these rules, and you're going to have 1/10 the customer base, but your rent's going back to maximum. But no, you don't just pay that. You're going to pay double, because you got to catch up with your back rent for when you couldn't open. And that's just wrong. It's wrong. It's theft. You know, if the government tells you can't open and the government's your landlord, they should be taking a hit. Period. You know, I mean, taxation is bad enough, but this is just over the top.
Terrible. Sucks, man.
Yeah, absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Anyway, back to beer. Back to beer. So I'm drinking Corona right now. Randall's drinking SML. What is your favorite beer? Okay, I'm going to talk about my favorite beer. I want you to comment below, you know, what's your favorite beer? What do you usually drink? So for me, I have 3 favorite beers. Actually, I like the American beer, Bud Lime. Now, he's going to give me shit for this.
No, he's a girl. They make Bud Lime for women. just like the fruity beers here in the
I
Philippines.
really like it.
And you know what? We talked about this earlier, and it finally clicked in my mind why he reminds me of Sinead O'Connor.
That's rich.
He's a fucking woman. Anyway. Same haircut.
Oh man, God. Oh my God.
Hey,
No, but Bud Light comes in this like twisty looking bottle. It looks good and it tastes good. I really
yeah, it's
like
made for
it.
people with limp wrists.
So anyway, that's one beer that I like. Another beer that I like is a Japanese beer, which is Asahi. So I really like Asahi, especially when it's from the tap. So in Japan, I'll always, ask for it from the tap. It's really nice. I like the Asahi. And the other beer is an Australian beer that I like, which is Cooper's. And in particular, I like the Cooper's Pale Ale beer. So, they're probably my favorite beers that I enjoy drinking. But, I try lots of beers, like on a regular basis. What's that? Black beer. Oh, wow, that sounds cool, man. Yeah, black beer, yeah. I need to try that.
Yeah, maybe. Now, personally, when I'm in the U.S., I drink Corona from there. The Corona we have here, I think, comes out of Australia. It's very weak. Tastes
Really?
Like, it tastes like piss.
It does taste a bit different,
yeah.
I'll be honest.
Yeah, no,
it does.
in the U.S., it's 6% alcohol.
Really?
And this is like 4.5.
4.5, yeah.
Yeah, it's 4.5. It's Australian beer. It's garbage. You might as well drink Foster's.
I'm going to read this. Hold on.
Okay, if you're going to drink piss. But I like the Rolling Rock Pale Ale. When I was on radio back in the 80s, I used to drink, Kirin had these, it was a Kirin draft, and there were these like liter bottles, and I used to drink those. A couple of those at lunchtime, and I'm gonna
Kirin.
Yeah, Kirin, the
Kirin's
Kirin
a
draft
good
in the big bottles.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
If I'm in an Italian restaurant, I really like Peroni.
Oh, I used
Peroni's
to drink
very good.
Peroni. Yeah,
Yeah.
Peroni's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
And like I said, Sam Make Light here, just because, it doesn't cost a lot and it goes down easy. And, stays down most of the time.
It does say that this is made in Mexico. I'm just reading it here.
Yeah, but they're making it for the
says-
Australian market. That's not the same Corona you're going to buy in the U.S.
But it's produced in Mexico.
No, they make it the same plant side by side, but, they change the recipe. And it doesn't taste as good.
Seriously?
Yeah. In the U.S., they also have Corona Light, which tastes
But
more like this.
actually, for me as an Australian, I'm used to drinking this Corona, which is 4.5%.
Yeah.
I don't remember Corona being 6%
No,
when I
it's
drank
not
it in Australia.
Every country has their own rules on how much liquor you can put into something.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
So when you come here, like the Sam Make Light, I think is about 5%, 5 or 5.5. So Australians come here and Sam Make Light tastes strong. We come here and it tastes weak, just because we're coming from different points of reference on beer.
Yeah.
So Australians tend to get drunk pretty fast in the bars here, comparatively, whereas Americans take a while. And Australians like to fight. No, it's more like down low.
Oh, maybe for you, maybe.
No, I was talking
I'm
to your
up
wife.
here. Whatever. This is bad. This is really bad.
Well, our wife's talking this shit. So what are you gonna do?
Oh my God. Okay. So, we're going to get into it today, alright? We named this vlog for a reason. We named it Bbq Beer and Freedom. And it comes with a backstory, this title of the vlog and this live stream. What it's about, there was a vlogger, okay? And this vlogger attacked me and he kind of trolled me, okay? And his name is Fat Slob Vlog, okay? And he also attacked another guy by the name of Brian Ahern, okay?
We don't know many Bryans.
Right, yeah, we know a lot of Bryans, right? So, I know Brian as well through Dwayne Woolley. And Brian's a cool guy. Anyway, and he did a rebuttal vlog against, certain vloggers like, Fat Slob Vlog, and totally burnt them. But, anyway, hear me out. I actually went to Fat Slob Vlog YouTube, and I watched his video on me, the troll video about me, and actually I laughed. I thought it was hilarious, and the reason I thought it was so funny is because he could not have got it more wrong. He was saying, I'm a simp, I'm a white knight, I'm married to Aryan. He got every fact wrong, but the way and the passion that he put into his vlog was really interesting, and I thought that was cool. But I kind of had it out with him, and I've been commenting on some of his videos over the last few weeks, and we kind of like sorted things out. Whatever. I think Brian sorted things out too, Brian Ahern. Anyway, it turns out this guy, Fat Slov Blog, is now famous. And he is going viral based on a video that was really, really cool, right? And it's called, he's got this t-shirt on and it says Bbq Beer and Freedom, right? Anyway, long story short, it's like a press conference about, Biden. And he rushes in to this press conference. And if you haven't seen it already, go and check out, Bbq Beer and Freedom. It's really cool. Guy. That's his name now. He's changed it from SMV to that name. Sorry, SV. Yeah, Fat Slow Blog. But anyway, runs in a press conference, in the middle of a press conference in Clark County. So that's Nevada, right?
It was the Clark County, Nevada Election Commission.
Yeah.
They were trying to convince people that they were actually counting the votes fairly and everything was accurate. And of course, that's all bullshit, as we know. For those of you that are able to watch alt media instead of the mainstream garbage, where they're trying to brainwash you into believing a lie.
So he comes in and he says, the Biden crime family's stealing the election. The media's covering it up. Man. It's crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
He's trying to steal the election. The media's covering it up. Wow. It's hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. Man, it's full on. But you know what? As funny as it is, some things of what he's saying in there, I mean, it makes sense. Like, America looks like it's going to fall into civil war.
No, it will.
No one's quite sure of who's actually won this election because there's
I'm
talk
sure.
of, Randall's sure.
I'm sure who won
I'm not sure. But, that everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But what I will say
But you're not entitled to your own facts.
What I will say is this. It's really suspicious. What I found out was, these mail-in votes, there was pictures of like a mail-in vote and it had SF on it. Now, I lived in mainland China before. SF is a Chinese mail carrier. Now, I know Biden family, crime family, or whatever you want to call it,
BCF for short.
has links to mainland China. Okay, they have links to China, okay? Cash money links, okay? So what is really going on here? Has the Chinese CCP, and this is a conspiracy theory of mine, tried to rig the election for Joe Biden? And is the media covering up? You tell me, Randall, what do you think?
Okay, you got a lot of things going on, and
I'm going to bring in the camera for this.
The surprising thing, if you're a liberal, I guess, the surprising thing is that everything that was predicted 2 months before the election came true on election night and in the time since.
That's true.
Okay, because everyone said that the mail-in balloting was going to have fake votes. Guess what happened? There was absolutely very little tracing on the mail-in ballots, because usually on mail-in voting, and this is where they're trying to sell you a fake story, because they're telling you, oh, we've had absentee voting forever and we've had almost no fraud with it, which is a fact. It is true. We have had very little fraud with absentee balloting, but that's not what they're doing this year. Okay, let me explain the difference. With absentee balloting, as a voter, I'm registered, my signature's on file, they have my address. I send in a request for a mail-in ballot. They check the signature on my request against the signature on file, and if it matches, they will send a mail-in ballot to my registered mailing address, or to an address that I tell them I am if I'm overseas, which I happen to be. Okay? And so they will mail the ballot to me, and then I fill in the ballot, and this ballot has a serial number, and that serial number is registered to me. So I fill in the ballot, put it back in the envelope. I had to sign the envelope over the seal, and I send it back to them. When they receive it, they confirm the signature against the signatures on file. So they check my signature twice in this process to make sure it's accurate. And they know that this is a ballot that they sent me because the serial number is recorded. Now, what state governments have done, usually state governments that are run by Democrats, no surprise, they have mass mailed ballots to everyone on the ballot rolls without being asked and without verification, without checking the current mailing
Hold
address.
on, wait. Without ID verification?
No, we don't even check IDs. That's another thing.
Sorry,
You
what?
you can vote live in the U.S. You walk into a polling station. You tell them your name and your address, your street and the street number and street. Say, okay, my name is Randall Parker. I live at 8108 Labrador Road, Apartment B. They look, the name and address match. They hand me a ballot. They don't check an ID.
So this
Anybody can walk in
how
pretending to be me and vote in my place.
this is how Joe Biden won every single province in China.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And he won them with 100% of the vote. Not a single vote for Trump. Now, you look at these things. And for years, Republicans have wanted voter ID. Show any legal ID. Not like the Philippines where you actually have to get a specific voter ID. And I don't know about Australia. Do you have a separate ID for voting, or do they just use a national ID, or what do you use?
No, you need your ID and there's a name and you cross it off a list. So
Okay.
I don't
so
understand
they
this
just check
US
your ID.
system.
Yeah, no.
They check you,
No,
man.
they do this to enable fraud. Now, the thing
So
is,
you're enrolled, like
no,
it's crazy.
you register to vote.
Yeah.
Okay, and you register with the county that you live in. And anytime you move, you're supposed to update your registration.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, if you move to another county, or if you move to another state, they don't always notify your last address that you have moved out. So your name might still be on a voter roll in a city and county that you haven't lived in for years.
Could be a multiple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or in the case of my parents, you could be dead and still registered to vote. So if you're dead and somebody walks into a polling place, says, hey, I'm this guy at this address,
What do they
they
know?
can vote for you. And they don't know the difference.
They don't know the difference. They don't know who you are. You could be, James Bogue.
Yeah, so somebody could very easily go through death records and match them up with voter records and get people to vote for these people.
Okay, whoa. But where's the proof, Randall? Where's the proof that this election was rigged and there's voter fraud? Where's the proof, man? Honestly. I
Where
mean,
was
it's just hearsay otherwise, right?
Well, there are two different places that we have noticed fraud that is, very, very obvious. Number one, the computers that are being used to count the votes. You put the vote in, it shows Trump, and immediately flips it over to Biden. 30 states.
What?
30 states are using the same computer system. The company that produces these computers is owned by Dianne Feinstein's husband, who is a multi-billionaire. Dianne Feinstein has been a state of California senator for decades. And her husband has got billions and billions of government contracts over the years by virtue of her being in the Senate, and she's able to direct these contracts to him. A lot of these contracts are no-bid contracts.
Wow.
Okay. Now, nothing spells corruption like actual corruption, but
Biden crime family.
yeah, Biden crime family, absolutely.
That sounds pretty dodgy, man.
No, and if we take a look, the Washington Post,
Yeah.
the New York Post, no slouch of a newspaper.
They've
been around.
I read that
They've been
newspaper,
around
I'll be
over
honest.
100 years.
I like that
They have
paper.
the third largest publication,
Yeah.
distribution of any paper in the United States. Very well respected paper. They are not going to put out garbage. It's not the National Enquirer. It's the New York Post.
Yeah.
They put out the story revealing all the data that was captured from Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son's laptop. Now, a lot of people for years have wondered how Hunter Biden ended up with these million and billion dollar deals out of the Ukraine and China and other countries
China.
when he was pretty much a drug addict.
What? He's a drug addict.
He's a drug addict. He's a rapist.
junkie.
Oh, he follows his father's footsteps. I don't know about
Talking about that.
his father's taking drugs now. He wouldn't take a drug test before the last debate.
Wow.
He's taking drugs to stay awake. Okay, he's probably on meth. I don't know. Okay. Well, maybe cocaine. They got a lot of money. They can afford the good stuff. Right? But
I have to laugh, man. Really.
Hey, and I'm sorry, this guy's declining. He's obviously got Alzheimer's or some other degenerative disease. Okay, and this is why he's been hiding in the basement for the last 6 months.
Oh my God.
You see him maybe once a week, and usually in the morning. Okay, before he starts the sundown. And when he does go on TV, everyone's just waiting for him to say something stupid. And you don't usually have to wait long. And a lot of people complained about the first debate that Donald Trump kept interrupting when Biden was about to say something stupid. But that wasn't really the case. Actually, it wasn't Donald Trump that was interrupting Biden before he said something stupid. It was Chris Wallace, a moderator, who would save him every time he was about to go off the rails. He would interrupt him, and then Trump would come over and say, hey, look, it's not fair I got to debate you guys 2-on-1. Because Chris Wallace was making Biden's points for him. If you go back and watch the debate again and think about that as you're going through, and you will see it. Donald Trump was right. He was debating two people in that debate. Okay? And you look at the last debate.
It doesn't seem fair, does it?
No, it's never fair. They always get somebody from the media to be a moderator, and everybody in the media is in the tank for the left. So, the conservative candidate is never really going to have a fair hearing in a debate. And even the vice presidential debate, which was much more civil, and actually I thought the moderator was almost down the middle, but you could still see that she would lean toward Kamala. Okay. And, the way that, certain questions were asked, the tone of the questions, you could tell that there was a bias involved. And it's really unfortunate that that happens.
Well, look, I just want to jump in here. Because, like, if we're friends on Facebook and maybe you see me on Facebook or in one of, several Philippine expat groups or whatever, you would have seen in the groups and on my personal Facebook, I actually announced, I said, look, looking at the data, the raw data and the figures while the count was going on, and look, I work in finance, so I'm looking at the figures.
You can see numbers.
What did I do? I announced.
Yep. Announced Trump is a winner.
Trump has to win this. Look at the numbers. Yep. Like, the numbers do not lie. Trump has
Well, he didn't yet.
Well, he hadn't won, but it looked like.
Yeah.
So, for example, it was like Pennsylvania.
Yeah, exactly. 700,000 vote lead.
Man, the count was like at 82%, and I think it was it was on New York Post or something. I was looking at the data there, and clicking the different states, and said, it was like an 82 or 83% count, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but it was like Trump was like at 56%, and Biden was like at 43 something percent. So I done the mathematics, and I'm like, there is no
Can't catch up.
Possible way that Biden could win, because that would mean that Biden would have to win the rest of the count, and that wouldn't be possible because people are going to vote. And let's just say, and I'm not, but let's just say that I am a Biden supporter and he is a Trump supporter. It's going to be close, yeah, okay, but for everyone to vote Biden for those last 17% doesn't make sense. Something is off.
Absolutely.
There is a picture, of this person from the count with a mail that says SF. And I'm familiar with SF because I used to mail documents and things back and forth, back and forth for work purposes when I lived in mainland China. SF is a Chinese male character. There are memes coming out like, Beijing Joe, Xi Jinping laughing like, ha ha ha, you've actually voted me in. And then you got to think about stuff like, and this is, yes, it's a conspiracy theory, but this is my conspiracy that maybe China and the Democrats and Biden are somehow linked here. Because there's this link with his son. There's there's kind of too much evidence. And also the biggest thing is Trump has been very aggressive when it comes to this trade war with China. Okay, so it's in China's best interest. They've been hurting trade war, pandemic, COVID to say, okay, well, we're going to try and vote in Biden and then, reverse a lot of what Trump has done in the face of the trade war. So for me, that seems just a tad suspicious. I mean, like, I'm not saying it's happened. I'm just saying it is a bit of a conspiracy, and a lot of stuff is surfacing now, and it's kind of like, you know, it can't be ignored. I mean, there has to be some kind of investigation here. I mean, there is more than what meets the eye here. I truly believe it. I truly believe it. And it comes down to that this whole world is off its head. The whole world is sick. It's just like everyone in the world got turned upside down and shaken.
Well, let's go back to the vote. Because on election night, something happened that has never happened before. And when you hear that phrase, when we're talking about something that people call a conspiracy theory, it just means the facts haven't come out. It doesn't mean it's wrong. Keep that straight. Because most things that start out as conspiracy theories, about 60 to 70% of them actually turn out to be fact. You never hear about that. But go back and look at 9/11. How many things on 9/11 happened for the first time ever in history? A bunch. Okay, loads of them. Go back to your own research or look at a blog we did a while back. But looking at the elections, first time ever, you have states that are key swing states.
Yeah.
Just decide to stop counting.
Yeah, it wasn't just
Never happened
Pennsylvania. It was
No.
other states.
No.
I was just using one
Michigan,
example.
Minnesota, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Everyone stopped counting.
That's
and
true.
Trump's in the lead everywhere. Georgia, Arizona. Fox gave Arizona when 15% of the vote was in. Ridiculous. The Trump campaign got pissed off about that.
And wasn't
and
there
rightly
like
so.
a truck that came in after the close or something?
Yes,
What happened
and
there?
no, there were multiple trucks at multiple counting stations. And what they did is they held back on the major reporting votes from the major cities. So like Detroit, Pittsburgh, they waited Atlanta because bigger cities where there's a lot of votes to play with and they're largely Democrat, they can manipulate a lot easier because it's like California. Trump had no expectation of winning California.
No.
They could steal 5 million votes in California and they're not going to care because Trump wasn't going to win anyway. But you look at these other states where Trump really was going to win, and what happened was they stopped and they counted and they tried to see how many votes they were going to need to bring in for Biden in order to overtake Trump. And so overnight, all the Republicans are getting kicked out, all the Republican monitors who are legally required to be there and have every right to be there because there's supposed to be one Republican monitor and one Democrat monitor at every voting count. Every single one. Within 6 feet of the table so that they can see every vote as it's open to make sure there's no manipulation. We've got videos all over YouTube, and you can do your own research on this. We don't have to do it for you. Do your own research. You got videos of Republicans being thrown out completely of voting centers. You have voting centers where after they were thrown out, the Democrat people that were there were putting up barriers over the windows so they couldn't see in to see what was going on. And then all of a sudden, overnight, Biden gains 200,000 votes in this center. Wow. And they showed trucks coming in and people wheeling in big suitcases and big boxes into the voting center of these found votes at 3, 4 in the morning. I think it was about 4 in the morning that this was documented. And funny, you have 100,000 votes, every single one of them for Biden, and on almost every ballot there are no down ballot votes checked. They vote for Biden, but not senator, not for a representative, not for any local measures or city council or judges or anything like that. They only voted for Biden. Well, I would think if you had to put 100,000 votes together in a hurry, you might just check one box on each one because it's a lot faster.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, but the media has announced that President Biden has won. I'm sorry to say,
but the media
President
doesn't
Biden
get
has
to
won.
make the call. It doesn't matter what the media says. They've got no authority for
The
that.
media said it. I watched what's it called, like CNN the other day.
Well,
I watched
CNN's
BBC and they said Biden won. It was 290.
Yeah, the media are trying to convince everybody that it's over, and it's not. First of all, the popular vote, the general public, does not vote for president. And here is something that most people don't understand about the American system. Most Americans don't understand the American system. And
I don't.
It's because the American government, the federal government has been, in charge of education for 100 years. It used to be that education was done in schools that were run by either private individuals and quite often by churches. In a little town, the church would put together the school. And it might be the nuns or the sisters, depending on what denomination the church is, that would be educating the kids. You watch Little House on the Prairie, that's what it was. Everyone would go to church.
Nightbot just talked about the Great Reset, yeah.
Yeah, and so, people were taught privately. It wasn't the government educating people. And I tell you, 100 years ago, American kids coming out of school, they knew 10 times what I know. And I'm a pretty smart guy, okay? They knew 10 times what I know because they were properly educated. They got real history. They learned how to read and write well. They learned how to do math.
They dressed well.
They dressed well. They were respectful. They learned manners. We should have lost that one.
Look at the way, like in the 1920s or something, right?
Yeah.
The people were dressed
People were much more proper,
now.
much more respectful, much better behaved.
True. Yeah.
You didn't have riots in the streets back then.
Good ethics, good morals. Yeah.
Everyone had good character. All that changed in the 60s. Okay? But the school
No one
system,
gives a shit anymore.
The school system, started to change before that. When you started to have husbands and wives working after the Second World War, that's when things started to get away. Because now schools became a babysitter. Now people put their kids in schools, and the schools take over. Parents aren't as involved in their lives. Because before that, mothers traditionally would be stay at home. When the kids come home, mom helps with the homework, make sure that they're squared away. Kids have chores, they got responsibilities. We were a whole different nation back then. And there's been a lot that has changed that, but I want to get back on topic. Okay, let's get back to how the election system in America works. And, and you got to not interrupt me here because I want to stay on track. Okay, so when we vote as Americans, like we did on November 3rd, and we tick the box that we want Donald Trump reelected as president, those votes get counted, and whoever gets the popular vote in a state, with the exception of Maine and Nebraska, we'll get to that in a minute, but whoever gets the highest popular vote in that state, whatever state it is a winner of that state's electors. So, for example, California has 55 electors. These are individuals that are elected, and there will be 55 appointed by the party that wins. So if Donald Trump is a Republican and he wins, California, for example, which he didn't, but if he wins California, for example, he will get all 55 electors are going to be Republican.
That's it, buddy.
Now, the electors don't vote till December 13th. And it doesn't matter who the media tells you won on November 3rd. It's the vote on December 13th that actually matters. On December 13th, all of these electors are expected to vote for the person running for the party in that state. So, for example, 55 electors from California, they go to the legislature on the day of the vote, and they place their votes, and they're expected to vote for Donald Trump. They are not required to vote for Donald Trump. They could actually vote for anybody they want. Okay? And on rare occasions, an elector has flipped on the first vote. Now, if on the first vote nationwide, one of the candidates doesn't get at least 270 of the electoral votes, they will have another election. On the second ballot and any subsequent ballot, the electors are not bound to vote for the candidate from their party. So it could go, a Republican elector could say, okay, well, I'm going to vote for Joe Biden, or I'm going to vote for, one of the minor party candidates, and that's fine. They can do that. And what will happen if that happens is that they will eliminate the lowest vote getting candidate on each subsequent vote until they only have two. If the Electoral College still can't pick a winner, they come up 269 to 269 and one person doesn't vote, then actually they could 269 they could hit. They could do that, okay? If that happens, then the House of Representatives will elect the president and the Senate will elect the vice president.
Time will tell.
It is possible that they could elect from two different parties. And it used to be in the U.S. that the president and vice president races were separate. You would vote for a president and you would vote for a vice president. And we have had instances where you would have one party at president and another party at vice president. We used to see this in California between governor and lieutenant governor, where there would be different parties. But the Democrats have just taken over the states, so it's been decades since that's happened last. But, you know, it could be the case that it could come from different parties. Now, if it comes to that this year, okay, which there's a number of ways it could come to that. If it did come to that this year, each state gets one
Nightlife
vote.
talking about the Great Reset.
Yeah, each state gets one vote for president and one vote for vice president. In the House, there are 30 states that are run by Republicans, they have Republican legislatures.
So they'll vote.
The Republican House member who is told to go vote will vote for Trump. Okay, so if they have a Republican measure, they're going to vote for Trump. They cannot change their vote. They must vote for their own party. Okay, so in the House of Representatives, Donald Trump would win 30-20 for president. In the Senate, Michael Pence will win by a similar margin for vice president.
Yeah.
Okay, so if the election doesn't get settled by the electors,
Yeah.
and it goes to Congress, then Trump Pence win. Nothing
Wow.
Biden can do about it. Okay.
Wow.
Nothing they can do about it. If these 8 states that are in play right now, Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and who am I missing? Minnesota. These 8 states, they have Republican legislators. The legislature is predominantly Republican. So if the courts come and say, okay, well, Pennsylvania, we don't trust your election, or we're going to throw out all these votes. Okay? If they come in and say we're going to throw out all these votes, then Trump is going to win that state. But if the court comes and says, look, we do not trust the results of your election, then the legislature is going to determine who the electors are going to be that vote in the Electoral College on December 13th. These states all have Republican majority legislatures. They will all choose Republican electors. Biden will not win these states if anything goes sideways on the vote.
Look, I hear what you're saying. Okay, well, I think we wrap it up there. But at the end of the day, I hear what you're saying. And look, I wish you the best of luck.
We have lost.
Time will tell.
Yeah, we have laws. And if they
Time
follow the
will
law.
tell.
Now, Democrats don't like
You know?
following laws. They like making up stuff on the fly, and they own the media, and the media is going to do that anyway. The media lies to you constantly. Look at all the polling.
Well,
All the polling
one
you
of
saw
the
before
big
the election
things
showed
I will
Biden
say-
way up, way up, way up. And Trump came in some of those states where they said he was down by 4 and he won by 8.
Well, look at the rallies. I was just going to say,
Yeah,
like,
look at
you
the rallies.
see some of these videos of these rallies, and like, there is no one at these Biden rallies. There's no one
No.
there. And it's not just the rallies. It's like, dude, I'm an Australian, so like, I'm coming from like a third party perspective. Like, seriously, dude, I'm not for Biden. I'm not for Trump. I am sitting on the front fence. I'm neutral. I don't care. I'm an Australian. I'm not an American. It doesn't really matter to me. Okay, I don't really follow U.S. politics. I don't. But my point is, like, it seems dodgy. It feels dodgy. Like, something is definitely going on. I know that much.
Let me make one more point.
And hold on.
Go ahead.
Before you do, and it seems dodgy. One of the biggest things that stood out is I've been watching some videos about the rallies. And some of these rallies, like you see the Trump rallies, there's like hundreds of thousands of people. There's so many people. And even when I speak to people in the bars, like friends of mine that are Americans, like Trump, 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 I only have a couple of friends, only like a handful, maybe 1 or 2 that have said, yeah, Biden, I hope Biden gets in. I'm like, yeah, really? Because like, 90% of my mates have all gone, yeah, Trump. And then you see the rallies for Biden, there's no one there.
No, you can fit them all in 2 minivans. In fact, there have been a lot of Biden rallies where you had more members of the press than you had people you wanted to support. And you're telling me that guy won? Yeah, you damn mind. But look at one other thing you want to look at.
Out of your mind.
Look state by state, especially in the 8 states that are in play right now. look at the percentage of people that are registered to vote who voted in 2012,
Yeah.
who voted in 2016, and who voted in 2020.
I heard
in
this.
2012, yeah, you heard it from me. In 2012 and 2016.
Not just you.
Yeah,
Not just you.
All right, because I posted this on Facebook last week. But 2012 and 2016, we had Obama. Very popular guy.
Yeah.
A lot of enthusiasm behind him. A lot of people went to vote that never voted before that. The overall participation rate was about 65%. And then you look under this year, those same states, the sheer percentage of people that voted compared to before. I mean, we're up. And I'm not talking points between, okay, it was 47, now it's 70. I'm talking about the percentage of people additional that voted this year in these
The
states.
Biden crime family's trying to steal the election.
In Arizona, percentage-wise, you take the difference in percentage times the number of voters. They're telling us that 47% more people voted this year in Arizona than voted in 2012 and 2016, and they want us to believe that all those extra votes were for Biden. Nevada, similar numbers. Michigan was the only state that only had an increase worth about 5% raw figures. Everyone else was 20 points to 30 points higher voter participation rate than ever before. And we have millions and millions of extra votes because of that. And Biden is winning these states by less than 20,000 here, 5,000 here. Really? And you got 85% participation of voters? Really? We've never had this before. In California, I ran out the numbers just based on the number of votes they say are still outstanding. And if that is the number of votes that actually come in, they're going to try to tell you 95% of Californians voted in the election. Hogwash.
All right, there's a few people saying we've got to wrap it up. We can
end it there.
We ended there.
My
Sorry,
beer's
guys.
empty. We're off topic.
Look, obviously, Randall is very passionate about what's going on, and it's concerning because it does seem really, really shady. And I just want to just say one thing. If you haven't already, watch this remix. It's hilarious. I'll actually pin it, okay, to this video. I will pin it in about half an hour. There's this funny video by Fat Slow Vlog where he's rushed into a media conference, a press conference, and he's screaming, the Biden crime family's trying to steal the election. The media's covering up, and it's hilarious. But actually, I'm going to pin a remix because there's a remix, and I reckon that video, this remix, which is really cool, right, is going to go viral. So I will pin that. Anyway, we're going to wrap up. Last topic. What should we talk about? Last topic.
I think we covered everything important. We talked about beer, football, girls, politics. We started with religion, but I think everyone's going to be gone.
Well, okay. Well, maybe we'll leave it there then. Maybe we'll leave it there. Absolutely. I'm getting a bit tired. I got work at 6 a.m. in the morning, so I'll be sure. Okay, well, Nightbot's talking about the Great Reset. If I knew more about this Great Reset, I would talk about it. But Nightbot, to be honest, I haven't done a lot of research, so I can't really comment. Before we go, we've wrapped up with the topics. We're just going to answer a few, questions. So if you have questions or comments that you want us to talk about, now is the time. So for the last couple of minutes, we're just going to do that.
Now, on the Great Reset, we can do that as a separate vlog. I know a little bit about it. I'll do some more research.
Yeah.
But if Biden is knocked out of this thing, it's not going to happen for at least 4 years.
So, mate, my question to you is, are you going to do your own vlog? Man, you're really passionate about this thing.
I got to find time.
Maybe
I work too much already.
Maybe just put 20 minutes aside a day. just sit in front of a camera and tell the world what you think about this because you're really passionate about it, man.
Well, we'll have to see because, right now I only get laid about 4 times a week because I just can't find the time. And I probably have to give up at least 1 time a week to do this. And I got to make sure it's worth it. Yeah.
Oh, God. No, you can't
Priorities,
give that up.
yeah.
No, I'm pretty busy as well. Yeah. But so Nightbot said Trump won the election by a mile. I think people do get it.
Absolutely.
I think people do get it. Absolutely.
Yeah, if you take away those extra votes and you go back to what a normal turnout would be, and you might give it 5% extra because all the mail-in ballots, some of those were legit. very few, but some were. If you say, okay, increase voter participation 5%, take out all those extra votes because they were all for Biden, and Trump wins easily.
Okay, so
and that may happen anyway with the courts.
Malos had a question. His question is, how is the nightlife in Subic Bay nowadays? Okay, the nightlife is actually really good. It's actually better now, believe it or not, because we are the lucky ones. At first, when we were in the lockdown mode and we couldn't go out, and at some stages we had 6 and 7 p.m. Curfews, it was crazy. You needed like a travel pass to go anywhere. But now it's different because like there's no tourists. So we go to the bars and we're not competing with anyone else. So it's really cool because like honestly, like at some bars, it's like a 4-to-1 ratio. Like there's 4 girls to 1 guy, and it's fun, man. It's a bit wild, and there's bar specials. There's some good deals. It's good and bad. Some bars have actually increased their prices, but some places like again Green Room, they have a Heineken draft from 70 peso for a draft. So it's actually a really good deal, and that's why I go there. Other bars have gone from 70 and 80 peso, for their beers, up to 100, 120 in some bars. I heard in Angeles City, it's even higher. It's crazy. So that I don't like, but, Subic, it's been fun. We've had some wild nights. I have been trying to focus less on bars and drinking and, trying to get out there, do walking, fitness, and, spend time with family and working. That's my core focus. But I have, once a week, I do on a Friday usually hit the pub, at the Green Room.
Now, one thing, for a little while, we were getting some people from Angeles who were making the drive over here in order to have the bars here. But lately, some bars have been opening up in Angeles City, so we haven't seen that many of those people coming over. So
that's right.
It really is just a home field advantage.
Yeah, but before, a lot of people from Angeles were coming up here to Subic Bay because this is where it was happening. And there was talk that a lot of bars would shut down, and they were making it really, really hard for bars in, Angeles City. So, Darren, is that Dazza? Is that my mate Dazza? How you going, buddy? Yeah, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, haven't seen you in a while, and hope I get to catch up next time you're in Angeles or Subic. Yeah, it is Dazza. How you going, bro? How's Cairns, mate? Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm doing better. The last couple of weeks, grand final weekend and my birthday, I've been a bit naughty. I've been eating carbs again. I've got to get back on the keto diet and really hit the fitness thing again, but I'm doing better. Thanks, mate. Thanks. Someone else had a question they're asking about barbecues. Do we do barbecues here? Actually, funny story. Today, if you haven't seen the video, I woke up this morning, tree almost fell on my house. It's a big tree. I was lucky it didn't come through the window and kill me or take out the power lines and the internet like what's happened at Randall's house. Hence why he's here at the moment. But actually, like, oh my God, man, it's crazy. There's flooding. There's been typhoons lately. Like, the weather has just been insane. Absolutely insane.
I need to pee. I'll be back.
You pee.
Yeah. Let me borrow your glasses.
So, look, someone was asking about barbecues. I fixed up my garden. I bought a lot of stuff. Like, I bought a new sala set, so people could sit, and some outdoor chairs and stuff like that, and I was planning to have a big Sunday barbie with a few different couples here because it was going to be fun. But now the garden's a mess, and a lot of the lights are broken. I'm going to have to probably postpone the barbecue session till the following Sunday, just because of what's going on. It's a real pain, right? It's a real pain with what's going on with the weather. And what I was saying about the weather earlier in the vlog is actually it's really funny because when the government here and the media says, oh, there's a big typhoon, it's all going down, it's going to be the worst thing yet, that's the one you don't have to worry about. It's like this tropical storm that's just come in, this Ulysses, like they didn't really hype it, and then it's caught everyone off guard, and boom, places are flooding. Boom, like water is above, people's homes. It's above the roof level, okay?
it's crazy what's going on today. It's really sad to see, and this is why I wanted to do 10 seconds of silence earlier. Stay safe, everyone, because it's crazy what's going on, and I hope the rain dies down and passes us very quickly, and there's not too much damage or casualties, because it's really sad to see at the moment. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I've got to go. We've gone for 90 minutes. I've got Clark here. Oh, he's tired. It's his bedtime. He's like, Daddy, why'd you wake me? Why'd you wake me? See, look at Clark. He's getting really big. He's getting older. I've been on YouTube almost 5 years now, and we had little Clarky when I first started, and he was so small. And look at him now. He's still my baby, right? He's still a little baby to me, but he's like a grandfather French bulldog. He's got like a little grey beard now. He's kind of like his father. He's got the beard and stuff. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Before you go, if you haven't already, go out of the live chat and hit the like button. We need as many likes as possible, because that means it will get recommended to others, and we want to be more popular. We need more viewers or more recommendations. We need your support. It only takes 2 seconds, so hit that thumb button, hit the like button if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and have a great night. Double thumbs up, and bye for now. Bye-bye. Awesome. That was a good one.